Recognizing the member from Caribou North.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I am truly feel grateful to have the opportunity to rise in the House today to echo the comments of many of the members that have spoken today. And I want to acknowledge the executive of the BCNU for all of the work that you're doing and for coming and advocating today. Nurses in every community of our province are the backbone of our medical system, from providing life-saving care to comforting us when we are in a time of need. We would simply be nowhere without them. This is, as members have mentioned, National Nurses Week, and it is a good reminder to us all of the vital work that they do every single day. And over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, our medical system has been pushed to the brink. Nurses, doctors, and all those, in fact, who work in critical care have worked tirelessly to ensure we made it through. However, now we are left with a burnt out and diminished workforce who cannot continue on with the status quo. Too many have left or retired despite our growing population and the continuing pandemic. Madam Speaker, we all need to be listening to what the nurses are saying, what is happening on the ground in our communities. What is clear is something must change urgently. Our healthcare system is in crisis, and nurses want members of this House and members across British Columbia to understand what is happening on the ground in our medical system. There are stories that we are hearing from across British Columbia about just how short-staffed and overworked many are. I want the members here in this House and nurses across the province to understand that we are listening, and we do hear you. In rural communities, we recognize that we need to attract, recruit, and retrain in our rural communities, and safety concerns are top of mind. We are hearing it time and time again. We need better workplaces. In Quesnel, we require critical training for LPNs. We know what is needed in our communities, and much more needs to happen. We've heard from nurses in Kamloops at the Royal Inland Hospital who are speaking out in record numbers. One nurse had this to say the other day, and I quote, "What little staff we have is redeployed throughout the building. Medical units, which should have 8 nurses, very often have shifts where no nurses are booked to work," end quote. This is against the backdrop of reports that the nursing complement right now at the Royal Inland Hospital on most days is often at 50% of what a normal complement would be. This is simply unacceptable. In the neighboring community of mine in Williams Lake, a doctor recently took to the media to raise attention to the dire situation in the local hospital at Caribou Memorial. Dr. Brosick said patient care has eroded so much that he is leaving his position as he can no longer continue in good conscience. With these working conditions, how can we expect medical professionals like doctors and nurses to stay on the job for much longer? We need to listen. We need to understand what is going on the ground. Furthermore, leaked data shows that in Royal Inland Hospital, there are up to 30 nursing shifts unfulfilled on any given day in the ICU and the ER departments. I want members of this House to take a moment and pause and reflect on the stress and the pressure that nurses must feel when they have to go and care for people in our communities, people they know in our communities, and that pressure of what they must feel knowing how short-staffed they are. It's not just members of the opposition who, of course, have been raising these concerns in this House, but in fact, today we have members of the BC Nurses Union here this morning in the gallery. And they'll be here over the next couple of days to bring the pressing concerns of nurses to this House, in addition to remembering those lost to COVID-19 at a candlelight vigil tonight. It's time that we have nurses back. Madam Speaker, There's so much I have to say, and I'll take a moment just to, again, offer my incredible gratitude. We'll continue to work on your behalf. We'll be there for you and to continue to raise
Thank you,
what
member.
is happening. Thank you very much.